What's up, everybody? We're here with Thomas Erak from the Fall of Troy, just like vinyl pushover. I mean, I could probably stay here for a while, huh, Thomas, and just rattle off every band that you've noodled in, haven't I? Could I?
Noodles the word. Noodles the
Yeah,
word for it.
bro, you were even in the like Chiodos there for like a good stretch of time. You were killing it there too.
No short period of time was spent in Chiodos. That's for sure. It was a good experience, man. I was in Chiodos for
Yeah,
almost 5 years. I'd say almost a solid four and
nice.
a half
Yeah, and
years,
that
somewhere
devil
like
that
that.
I'm super stoked. Like we'll probably get there because Devil is literally my favorite Chiodos record out of all of them.
That's
Like
that's that's interesting and cool to hear.
yeah, definitely without a doubt. Like we'll talk about it later, but definitely I want to like before we get going, we're gonna do our little we have sponsors here. Bands reach out to us and kind of just like they help
Yeah.
keep the lights on and help us pay for our Podbean, which our distributor for keeping the podcast on all
Yeah.
streaming sites.
Shout outs to them for sure.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna rattle through them real quick
Please do.
and give them a little shout out in front of you, and then maybe somebody catches your ear, maybe you hear about them down the line. Maybe they're opening for you here in a little bit, because I think
Definitely.
yeah, because our first one is in the background, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
Heard the name before. Not familiar with the music as much.
Not so much. I mean, they opened for you, I believe, at the last 1720 I saw you guys at. They're going to be opening for you on the Hell
That's
Sun.
where I've heard the name. That's where
There
I've
you
heard
go.
the name. Dude,
Yeah, they're going to be.
sometimes at those bigger shows, man, it's hard to catch the opening acts, especially
Yeah,
somewhere like LA where you have a ton of people coming out of the woodwork, and sometimes it's hard to like sometimes I feel like I need to get out of the space for a minute to like get back to it to kind of get
of
my
course.
head into a space where I can perform.
There's nothing wrong with that at all, man. Like, you're there to perform as well, and these guys are revving up the crowd for you and just getting you going.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
like that's always appreciated. Like I'm
that's
sure every
that's
artist.
uh that's why we had Himoko Cloud like on the Just Like Vinyl show the other day because they opened for Fall of Troy when we played in Seattle. And shout out
Nice.
to Himoko Cloud if you guys know who they are. If you don't, you should check them out.
Without a doubt, dude. And it's good that you do that, like for local bands, like within the background, like they're doing like a little petition right now because they're playing two of your dates. They're trying to get on Swan Fest and shit. So, like, all the power to them for like staying on the ground and like pushing those feet forward.
All the love to them, man. All the love to them, and the best of wishes to them.
Yeah, definitely check out their music. They got tons of stuff. It's on Bandcamp, like in the background.bandcamp.com.
In the
You can go
background.
there, check out tons of great stuff from them. They're definitely if they're opening for Fall of Troy, I think that's a good sign that maybe you should check them out without a doubt. Because Thomas don't play with nobody that doesn't like kick ass, right, Tom?
I mean, under my own will, yeah, that is definitely a fact. As a matter of fact. I,
So our
I like to support people that are making music for the right reasons and making music that I personally think is tasteful.
without a doubt, dude, that's a good ass answer. I like that. So our next band is Luxus. They're Alucious. Yeah, that's right. I said it right. I've always said Aluxus because it's spelled Aluxes, but it's Alucious.
Elucius,
Yeah,
where are
it's a
they
very
from?
good. They're from Bowling Green, Kentucky. The
I've
band
played in Bowling Green.
nice. It's a good place. Is it a good place? I've never been there. I've never
You
gone
know
that
what?
that.
I think we've been there twice, and at least one of the times I can at least remember. Yeah, it was a really good show that we didn't expect to be. We didn't really expect anything out of it. So
Yeah, without a
it was
doubt.
it was cool. It was cool, like college town kind of thing.
Yeah, man. They got music, all streaming sites. Definitely check them out. If you're like into that proggy noodly awesomeness, like you like shreddy bands that like to get dancey, definitely check out Alucious. That's Aluxes. You can find them on Instagram. Like that's their handle. Like check them out. Like really good stuff. Let's see. Our next. I just also want to give a shout out quickly to A Moment's Notice. They're a Sacramento band, and they're releasing a music video here pretty soon called Offerings. They're produced by Nick Miller of A Scarlet Drive. and they will be playing. Skylar Drive will be playing with Thomas Erak at Swan Fest. That's right, Tom. Right?
That is true. Yeah, Skylit Drive, I believe the like original lineup and stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah. It's gonna be the Jordan Blake as the front man with all the original members of a Skylar Drive behind him. It's a big deal, man. Like I'm trying to get out to Swan Fest. We've had Jordan Blake on the show before. It's just a really good feeling to see like all these like bands I grew up at, like when I got into the scene, like playing a show together. You know.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
I'm stoked. So how's your night going, Tom? While I look for my other promo bands I gotta promote.
It's going good, man. Like I finally I've been running around all day. Like I've been running around like since Wednesday, pretty much. Like just like vinyl. Played our first show in 5 years, 5+ years, and it was like a mixed bill thing. We had Homoko Cloud, who I shouted out earlier. They opened up, and then my man Chesky, who is from New Haven, Connecticut, and owns a label called Fake Four that I'm going to be putting some solo music out on.
Nice.
Then my man Henri Osborne from Seattle, who's like a local hip hop legend and an old friend, and he performed under his moniker Dark Time Sunshine, which I really like a lot.
Sick.
And then we played, and then our friends Zeta, who are Venezuelan, by way of Florida. They've been in Florida for I want to say like close to 10 years, or maybe more than 10 years, or something like that. But they're Venezuelan, but by way of Florida. They headlined, so it was a very mixed bag, kind of mixedville, very cool thing.
That sounds dope, dude. Like I was watching the videos on Instagram, like on your story and stuff. Like that stuff, it looks so sick, dude. You look happy on stage.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even posted like a lot of the stuff I got. I feel like being that it was like a middle of the week kind of show, it feels like the weekend's still going. You know what I mean? It's like I've still since the show, it just felt like everybody here in the local music scene, it definitely felt like something that needed to happen, like locally, and just kind of genre wise. And there was a lot of people that came up from Portland and stuff like that. Shout out to DJ Zone, who came up. Just a lot of people were in the room, and then since then I've kind of reconnected and been hanging out since then. And I've been hanging out with Henri and heard some of his new shit today. As I was out running around paying bills and
handling business
as one does. And it's been good to like see him for more than one day every 6 months. I've seen him like the last 3 or 4 days, like since the show. So that's cool. That's what I'm trying to get at, I guess.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm all about that. Like that energy you got right there for those bands and for those people that are coming out and supporting you. And like, not only that, but they're playing shows with you, whether they're like on top of the bill, at the bottom of the bill, you're helping at every level. And that's like the kind of energy we need from like people who have longevity in the scene, you know?
I'd agree so, man. I still think word of mouth is the most powerful thing that there is. Like when it comes to the music scene, like there's no scene without the word of mouth, without somebody like Chesky tells me, Thomas, you gotta check this thing out. Like I'm gonna check that thing out. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt.
Anything I would read about or anything like that. So
yeah, I get it. Like, the fact that you're in tune with that is it's a rare commodity for people that have been in the scene as long as you. Like, I want you to know that, because like with you being active on Twitch, keeping your YouTube channel like going, like you stay on top of your shit, dude. Like, I understand when you tell me you're busy and shit. Like, I know this interview took a sec, but like I understand because I see you, dude. You grind. Like it's rise and grind every day for Thomas Erak.
Well, and it wasn't meant to be on purpose, man. I didn't realize this was gonna fall on the same week as like the Just Like Vinyl show and all of that stuff.
I'm not even tripping. I mean? Yeah, I'm not even tripping, dude.
Otherwise, it would have been a totally different kind of thing. But
you're here, dude. Like that's all that matters. Like I'm
peace and love
happy.
to you for putting up with that and hanging in there.
No,
Well,
man, like I appreciate it. I'm friends with Mikey Lentz of all the crowded rooms. You did an interview with him like a few years back,
yes,
and
yes, yes, yeah, definitely.
I spoke to him like a while back. He's like, Thomas is hard to nail down, but you just like be patient and just stick with it. Don't take it personal because it's not personal. It's never personal because he's just busy. He's a busy guy. Like that's it. You know what I
That's
mean?
that's all there. Yeah, that's when it gets frustrating sometimes, man. Because like people, I don't. It's hard for me to explain exactly what I'm doing because for me to explain exactly what I'm doing in a day would be like really boring to you probably as well, like in a way.
I'd
But
love to hear, dude. I
to
I
me,
would
it's
listen.
certain like people I got to see, like certain relationships I need to maintain, and then the other half of my life is just trying to keep a roof over my head as a musician in 2022. You know, which is
Yeah, it's not easy, dude. It's
not
not easy,
easy.
buddy. And
Yeah.
like, without a doubt, dude, like I understand. Like I understand on a human to human basis, and I understand on a musician basis because it's like I have like a shit ton of stuff I need to do with music, and then I still have to keep my life going. So I get it. Like it
Yeah.
happens
Yeah.
without a
Yeah.
doubt. So we're
So
gonna
that's
keep.
all. I don't know. I guess saying
Yeah,
like I'm
it's
a
all good,
very
dude.
busy dude. It for me, like that's true, but it doesn't cover all the bases in the way
Yeah, of
that
course.
like it kind of sounds like. That sounds kind of like an excuse. In that there is no excuse. I'm literally out grinding every day of my life, just trying to keep a
Yeah,
roof over my head and keep my relationship strong. You know,
of
and
course.
keep my music going so I can continue to make it.
Yeah, man. It's easier to just be cool, you know. Like if anybody stresses like on musicians for like keeping you waiting, like don't like you're not making it that interview gonna happen. Like stressing a musician out over an interview, like it's not gonna happen. Like it
Well,
doesn't.
but I do care about that, you know, because
Yeah,
you guys are an outlet that I look at and I frequent, so it's something that I want to give respect to, and so I
I
want to
appreciate.
make sure, you know, if this thing can't come together right at this time, it's not something that I'm trying to avoid or put off.
Yeah,
It's just something that I literally am like,
yeah.
dude, I'm tied up
I
in the
think there's
middle of some
a
shit that is good because now I've done something in my town that has brought a lot of people together and kind of made some shit happen that
and I dig it.
was not
I dig it.
happening prior to this.
Yeah, I dig it, man. Like I've always looked at situations like if you're trying to like every situation like it's maybe yes or no, but it's like a door closing situation. That doesn't mean it's not gonna open back up. If you try to put bricks in front of a door by being an asshole to somebody, like that's on you. And nobody here, like,
No,
you know, we're all chill, dude. You know?
no, dude, I'm a really nice guy actually,
Yeah.
and so like that's kind of why
I
I get
believe that.
steamrolled sometimes for that in the music industry. That's why I don't like to deal with money and stuff like that as much. It's just because
Yeah.
I want to be everyone's friend that I want to be around. You know what I
I
mean?
resonate. I resonate with that, dude. Let me get these promo ads and we can get to talking.
Yeah, do
All
your
right.
thing.
Yeah, man. Seasons Worn. They have a new album out called 508. They're really good, and like if you're a fan of the Fall of Troy, definitely check these guys out. It's a similar vein because I mean I think everybody in like the right mind who's doing like this progressive post-hardcore sound has a influence from Thomas Erak because I mean your power is everywhere, bro. Like your riffs, like you have fueled 1,000 ships and they're all sailing. You know what I mean?
1,000 shits.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people shit themselves at these riffs, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
They're just
But
riffs, man. And I'm just kidding.
yeah, of course, man. That's good shit right there, dude. I like it when people like bounce off me and just like keep the mood going, man. I'm all for it. So Seasons Worn, definitely check them out. They're on all social media. Check them out. Seasons
Season one.
Seasons Worn, yeah. But let's see what else. We got Yuri Greystone. That's the homie right there. He's doing Hammern. It's this cool ass band. Like he's like a Twitch guy, kind of like you, Thomas, with like the Gilded Wings. He does
Yeah.
like a lot of stuff on Twitch, and I'm glad that you use Twitch, Thomas, because you're showing people how it's done right. Like keep it active, keep your people coming back with retention. Just kind of like giving
Do
them
all
some.
you can. Just do all you can. You know, like Twitch came out of necessity, out of the shutdown and the pandemic, man. It's just something
Mhm.
that Henry, like my bass player in Fall of Troy, and just like Vinyl, like was like, dude, we gotta like get you on Twitch. And Twitch has just been the best platform for kind of the way that we run a show. I know we're not like gaming and stuff, and
Yeah,
it's also not just a guitar stream. It's a platform that we use to like do a show on that
that's
works very
awesome,
well
dude.
for us.
I love watching your streams. I love keeping up with it. I love seeing it. I love helping you. If you need me to make you more flyers, dude, like you just tell me. I'll make them. Like don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
That's actually something I'd be very interested in.
Yeah, of course, bro. We've talked on several fronts on that, so we'll definitely talk about that another time. But Hammern Shards, they have a video on YouTube. Definitely check them out. That's HAMMERNE. That's kind of like a, I think that's a Genshin reference. But anyway, Hammern Shards, check it out. Definitely. Let's see. Who else do we got? Um, Aaron Harrell. I believe you might be familiar with this.
I'm familiar with Aaron Harrell's name.
Yes, I mean, the last three guests we have had on the show are actually familiar with this dude's name. To be honest, that's pretty cool. Because we had Andrew Wells on, and when he heard Quinn White's name, because Quinn White features on his latest song, it like kind of like created like a 3 episode repeat of this name, and like he's got the song out with Quinn White, who used to be in a marionette. I'm sure you've heard of a marionette, right, Thomas?
Of course, yeah, definitely. I think I'm gonna be like featuring on some of Aaron's stuff.
Oh, really?
That's
I
why I
didn't know
know
that.
who he is. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dang, we just got an exclusive right here. Dang, I didn't even know that. That dude's my client, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think that's the plan at least, you know.
That's
Like you
awesome.
said, I'm a busy man and sometimes it's
Yeah.
hard to like find the time to like cut it's not like somebody can just like get a feature off you and I can just like go cut it and have it done. It's a little more complicated of a process than that actually.
Yeah, I think you
But
got
yeah,
another.
I
You're
do know
working with
Aaron. Shout
a.
out to Aaron for sure, man.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron. You're also working with another one of my clients, actually, Little Geronimo, and there's on the Spade sponsor ads 10 here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good. Those are my homies. Like all those dudes, Turner, Brandon, all of them, like are David. Like they're all good people to me, and they've always been supportive of our show. Like they've helped me out like so much, and just to see them like keep on grinding, getting good features from like Thomas Erak, like it's good to see, you know.
Yeah, definitely, man. Agreed.
Hell yeah. So let's see. Let me make sure I got a couple more. We got Castile. I don't know if you've ever heard of. I think it's Castile or Castel. I think it's Castel. It's C
See,
Cassie. Is that it? Oh shit.
can no with a C? Is that what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's
Castile,
with a it's with a
Castile,
C. The Castile, like CAST.
Seille.
No. It's man, this is such great preparation on my part. No, Castile is Castele. Like I think that's like
Castel,
Castel.
Castel.
Yeah. They're from
Cool.
Colorado Springs, Colorado, but they're like super awesome. I'm actually super stoked they hopped on this opportunity because like when you pay for paid ads on here, you get like a month's worth of like my promotional services. And I shout you out on my stories. Thomas gets shouted out in my stories constantly. I'm always trying to like help him like stay relevant and like stories because stories are very helpful. Like they get
Very
shared to
helpful.
Facebook, they get shared to Instagram, and like Castile definitely has some dope ass stories on Instagram. Go check them out. They got
And
two
shout
albums
out
out.
to the Black Sheep. They're from Colorado Springs, right? The Black
Yeah.
Sheep. It's a dope venue in Colorado Springs.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Like, shout out to the homie Thomas of Castile for reaching out for this. Like, definitely go check out their
Shout out
ticket.
to him.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. I got a couple more. But hey, while I look for this, why don't you tell us about your guitar there? Because I know this guitar right here is very important to you, and it's actually a really, really cool item that you should show off.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a Gibson boy, through and through, like by nature, by nurture. Like I've been sponsored by Gibson now for well over a decade, and like I play SGs and I play double cutaway Les Pauls, like are my favorite guitars of all time. But other than that, Rickenbackers have always been kind of like the X factor. I used to have a big 330 when we first did like the Phantom on the Horizon like stuff.
Oh
The
yeah.
demos had a big hollow body, but the one I really wanted was the 650 Colorado. like which has humbuckers instead of single coils. But other than that, it's basically the same kind of neck setup, dual truss rod, 24 fret. But it's like a kind of a small body, kind of like not as heavy, but it's got the humbuckers. And I've been after this guitar since yeah, you know, at least I'd say at least for probably 12 or 13 years I've wanted this guitar in my hands. So I finally found one and made a good deal with a homie that was very legit in hooking it up. So I'm like pretty happy to have it and be able to
Shout out.
kind of work with it in the future now.
Yeah, dude, that's dope. And I'm happy that you guys like I'm sure you're a guitar nut. So like the fact that you have something that can make you kind of geek out and cheese and just go like,
So I
like that's
totally that would be this, man, like for sure.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, like because when being like sponsored by Gibson and stuff, it's like I've held guitars and played guitars I never thought I'd be able to like play or hold or anything like that. And especially like the ones that I own are just like really special guitars that there's no way I'd be able to ever afford or like own if it wasn't for them. So shout out to Gibson.
Not a
Um,
doubt. Yeah,
Shout out
man.
to Orange Amps as well too
Yeah, orange
for
amps are
always
dope.
hooking it up.
I
But
always try to tell people that.
yeah. Like shout out to Gibson and Orange, but Rickenbacker have also treated me very well because when I got this guitar, I went to practice with just like vinyl and was rocking out, and I shook one of the knobs off, and these knobs are like not knobs you can just go get at Guitar Center, So I hit up Rickenbacker, and they set me up with the knob. It's on its way here right now, and didn't even charge me for it or anything. Just knew who the band was, and so shout out to Rickenbacker for sure too.
I'm hella, I'm hella stoked, dude. It's so dope of you to just like you have like
Pretty
that.
crazy. It's pretty cool, man. Like yeah,
Yeah,
because when I was a little kid, I didn't care about anything other. Like I just wanted to like represent like the shit that I was playing and the
yeah,
gear that I loved. I'm a total gearhead and stuff. So
that's good, dude.
I'm pretty happy to have this axe. Pretty happy to be able to sit down, talk to you, and like actually be able to sit down, and play it for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope, and I appreciate every riff, man. Let's see. Our next sponsor is Jacob A. Campos or Campos. I mean, I could probably say it wrong all day, but he's got this new project out called Black Orchid. It's got a new song called Goodnight Sweet Prince. This guy's really dope. I love Jacob. I'm actually working on music with him myself, and I'm really
Cool.
stoked to get that out because like I have a lot of cool ideas. Like I've been like a part of like loving music for like this scene since like
Forever.
2004, 2005. Yeah, I've been to a lot of Warp tours, been a lot of Taste of Chaos. So like the music I'm making with him makes me happy for like what I would like to see like played. So definitely check out Black Orchid. They have an EP coming out, the songs to throw up to. Like that's coming out very soon. So definitely check them out, Black Orchid. Let's see. I got one or two more. What kind of picks do you use, Thomas?
Right now I'm using these Japanese Ibanez picks. These
Nice.
Paul Gurin picks, but I think they're my girlfriend's, but they're
Yeah.
they're pretty cool. They're like plastic, but usually I use the Dunlop oranges or the new white flexes.
Yeah.
Usually Dunlop like Tortex, but these ones are kind of nice, man. They're kind of like they're smaller and they're kind of like harder plastic. Pretty cool stuff.
I dig it, dude. That's awesome. So our next band is from Albany, New York. I'm sure you've been out there once or twice.
Equal Vision is from there. I've been out there more than once or twice.
Maybe 70, 80,000 times. Who knows? Burns Like Stars. They're a metalcore band out from Albany, New York. You can check them out on Facebook. Burn Like Stars Forever. Like definitely like add them. Like tag them in your stuff. Sounds like you're a fan of maybe Sleeping with Sirens or Devin Oliver or Tyler Carter. Like definitely check them out. Burn Like Stars. It's like burn like BURN. Like stars, like the stars in the sky, like the sun. That's a star. But they got new music coming out, music video, and their newest single is gonna be called Strange Comfort. You can find them on Instagram at burn.like.starsforever. and definitely check it out. It's a solo project by Lloyd Rutowski. I think that's how you say that. I don't want to say it wrong, but I mean, if you guys don't put like a pronunciation like bubble around it, but I mean, that's just that. But to circle back, I didn't shout this information out for In the Background, who's playing with Thomas Erak, of course. Is instrumental rock band from Riverside, California. That's not too far from me. I live in Rialto. That's just outside Riverside County. So they have good emotional music for emotional souls. They have an album titled "The Dash Between Years," an acoustic EP called "Away with Words," available on whichever music service you can use. Because I mean, there's so many of them nowadays. It's kind of like Netflix and Amazon and Hulu. It's just there's a place for
Right.
everything.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
If you can't find music nowadays, like people always say, like I wish MySpace was around. It's like there's so much more music now than there was when MySpace was around. You remember
That is
MySpace, right, Tom?
that is a fact. That is a fact. It was different though. MySpace was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like we were talking about it the other day. MySpace was kind of the place, like kind of pre-internet, where it was the place where you'd find the flyer, for the show to go to like where you could make new friends and see new music.
Yeah, and it was all kind of like the
It
internet
was
was.
different. The
It
internet was
was
just different then too, man.
yeah. I also feel like like MySpace was like a hub at that point because the internet was still very
Yeah.
much the wild wild west, and there wasn't too many like massive hubs where everybody could kind of
Yeah.
congregate. And there's definitely a camaraderie on MySpace because everybody was like pick comment for pick comment. Like everybody was kind of like down with the hustle of like let's all get attention right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like, or like, this is the show to go to and blah blah. And then after the show, like people would be like, "Oh, I was at this show and I met a lot of my lifelong friends on MySpace via just learning about shows that were happening."
Hell yeah, dude. Like, what was that like? Like, cause you were around during the MySpace days. What was it like to see people who had your song on their profile? Cause your song was on everyone's profile at one point. There's no doubt about that. Cold roll. I cannot see you, Thomas. So I guess I will have to. Un momento, my friends.